Ever wonder why Bitcoin's price always seems to crash right before every presidential election? This year's no different, and you need to know what's coming. Will Bitcoin's 61K price survive the election storm, or are we in for a massive crash? Stay tuned to find out when you should sell your Bitcoin and how to protect your investment. If you are interested in this topic, type "I am ready" in the comment right now. Just comment "I am ready." When I see your comment, I will give you a heart. And if you want to help the channel, leave a like and subscribe. It takes less than a second and help the channel a lot. Bitcoin's election year patterns are undeniable. Let's take a closer look at the data. Bitcoin's price tends to drop before every US presidential election. Let's take a closer look at the past 3 elections. In 2012, when Barack Obama was running for re-election against Mitt Romney, Bitcoin's price dropped by 57% just a few months before the election. The uncertainty around who would win likely made people nervous, and the market reflected that. Fast forward to 2016. This time, it was Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. As the election approached, Bitcoin's price took a 30% plunge. Once again, uncertainty gripped the market, and investors became cautious. And in 2020, during the intense election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Bitcoin saw another sharp decline right before the world watched another US election unfold. But here's what's fascinating. Despite these downturns, Bitcoin has always bounced back after the elections with incredible gains. Why does this happen? We'll dive into that next. Before we move on, think about this pattern for a moment. If you had known about these election year drops in advance, would you have sold your Bitcoin to avoid the losses? Or held on tight, knowing the recovery was just around the corner? Now, let's dig deeper into the post-election recoveries. After the 2012 election, Bitcoin surged by over 2,000% in just 154 days. That's right, 2,000%. Then came 2016, where we saw another incredible rally of over 300% in 200 days, and by 2020, Bitcoin had learned to dance to the election year tune perfectly, delivering yet another bull run. But why does this happen? There's a theory that the uncertainty surrounding elections creates a temporary sell-off as investors seek safety. Once the dust settles and the new administration begins to take shape, confidence returns, and Bitcoin, being a highly speculative asset, begins to soar. So, the big question is, will history repeat itself in this election cycle? Before I share my Bitcoin price prediction, I want to hear from you. What do you think is driving these election year patterns? Is it political uncertainty, market manipulation, or something else? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, take a moment to predict where you think Bitcoin will be by the end of the year. Based on historical data, we could be seeing $116K Bitcoin by the end of the year. But the key to maximizing your profits is timing your sell-off correctly. So, when should you sell? In the past cycles, Bitcoin has typically peaked between 150 to 200 days after the election. If you're holding Bitcoin right now, you'll want to pay close attention to the market as we approach Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's when we could see some explosive moves. But remember, the market is unpredictable, and while history often repeats itself, it doesn't always do so in the same way. Stay informed, and don't be afraid to adjust your strategy as new information comes in. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick poll. How many of you are planning to sell your Bitcoin before the election? Or are you going to ride out the storm and wait for the post-election pump? Type "sell" if you're thinking about cashing out, or "hodl" if you're holding on for dear life. Your feedback helps shape our content, so don't forget to share your strategy in the comments. Bitcoin is poised for a massive run, but only if you play it smart. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit that like button. It helps us reach more people and keeps you in the loop with the latest updates. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any crucial updates as we head into this volatile election season. I'll see you after the election with a fat Bitcoin wallet.